Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is April 18th, 2021. My name is Reverend Candace Shibata, and I thank you for joining us for today's Sunday Dharma service. Um, Thank you so much for tuning in, also for the folks possibly on YouTube as well. And we will be recording and live streaming at the same time. So thank you everybody for tuning in and joining us this beautiful Sunday morning. So I welcome all of you. And as we begin our service, we usually start with the tolling of the bell. And as I mentioned during each of our services, to kind of go over and explain some of the components of our service, especially for our new Dharma friends. The tolling of the bell, called the konsho, is a signal for us that we will be beginning service. And this allows us, kind of as a signal, to quiet our minds and quiet our body so that we could hear and receive the Buddha's teachings called the Buddha Dharma. And so please sit with me as we start the service with the tolling of the bell. So thank you for joining me for the tolling of the bell as we prepare for today's service. And to continue with today's service, we will have our opening meditation. And this is a beautiful slideshow that's prepared each week by Darlene Bagshaw. And Darlene does a wonderful job in regards to selecting beautiful pictures and relating those pictures and words to our theme of hopeful for our Dharma School students. And I think our overall theme for this year for all of our members as well. So without further ado, the slideshow opening meditation by Darlene Bagshaw. Okay, there we go. please join me by placing your palms together in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Nama Butsu. Nama Butsu. Nama. Okay, thank you so much, Darlene. And thank you all of the teachers for sharing those beautiful thoughts and words from many of the recitations and things that we do together each Sunday. So I appreciate everybody's contribution, and I'm sure Darlene did too. So thank you so much. Okay, so we'll continue on with the sutra chanting. And today we'll be chanting Jusege, the 3 sacred vows. So please join me at home during the chanting. And of course, I hope everybody, if you have a home obutsudan or home altar, that you were able to prepare your altar. And if you can, that you'll be sitting and chanting in front of your home obutsudan or home altar as I chant here at the temple. Okay, so please join me in the chanting of Jusege. Agon Chosegan Ishimujodo Shigan Fumanzok Seifujo Shogak Gao Muryokom Fumi Daiseshu Fusai Shobingu Seifujo Shogak Gashi Jobutsudom Myosho Chojibo Gukyomi Shaman Seifujo Shogak Ryokuji Shonen Joe Shubongyo Shigumu Jodo Ishote Nishi Jiniki Endaigo Fushomu Saido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kaihi Chiegen Neshi Gomoan Heisoku Showakudo Tsudatsu Zen Shumon Kosojo Manzok Nyodo Jipo Nichigatsu Shujuki Tenko Puyen Ishukai Hozo Kosei Kudoku Ho Jodai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyomi Saibutsu Kusoku Shutoku Hon Gane Shitsujoman Tokui Sangayo Nyobutsu Mugechi Tsudatsumi Fusho Gangaku Eri Toshi Saisho Son Shiganya Kokan Daisen no Kando Kokusho Tenin Touchi Myoke Namanaba, 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 Namanaba. Ani shi gu dong gu yodo sei sai don mo dai shin Hojo an dako. Namanda butsu namanda butsu namanda butsu namanda butsu namanda. Thanks everybody for chanting along at home with me. We'll continue the service with the reading of the Golden Chain 2. Please join me by placing your palms together and gasho. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Okay, so at this time, I wanted to share a Dharma message, and I was actually inspired by this theme of hopeful. Of course, I'm always inspired by our theme of hopeful, but especially as we're talking today about equality. And so I wanted to first share these maybe helpful definitions to talk about what equal means and what equality means too, and how do we move from this as well. So to be equal, the definition is of the same measure, quantity, amount, or number as another. And equality means giving everyone the exact same resources. Okay, and so to be able to show an example of this, I wanted to share a cute little story that I found online. And it's called Our Little Kitchen. And this, I just started looking online and found some resources on Instagram and Facebook. And this maybe mom, I think she's an educator and a mother. She recommended this book in addition to so many other ones that I did end up purchasing. And this book was written by Jillian Tamaki. And Jillian, she talks about a kitchen and how everybody kind of comes together to kind of help out in this kitchen of pulling all of these different resources to kind of help the community. And so it's called Our Little Kitchen. Okay. So it says every Wednesday, we come together in this little kitchen. Hello, hello. Our little kitchen, a tiny small place, is just big enough, so squeeze in and make space. Hope you can see these. Tie on your apron, roll up your sleeves. Pans are out, oven is hot, the kitchen's all ready. Where do we start? Well, let's look around and see what we've got. What we've got grown, what we've kept, been given and bought. All we need is around us. We just need to look. And just while I'm reading, take a look of all of the diverse individuals and really keep in mind this idea of equality throughout this story. See how our little garden has grown? Remember how we push seeds into the soil one by one. Tomatoes are ripe, I'll pick a few. Look at these zooks, let's use them up too. These carrots, though, still very small. The lettuce is holy, bugs ate it through. I found some carrots, just a week or two old. Half of the celery, 10 radishes, oh. Don't know what this is, but it's got to go. The bakery brought us some day-old loaves. A minute in the oven, maybe two. Soft and warm, good as new. 3 bags of apples, some of them bruised. Cut off the brown bits, they're still good to use. A few sticks of butter, cinnamon, sugar, oats from the cupboard, a sweet apple crumb. Beans from the food bank, 3rd week in a row. But it's what we've got, we'll use them somehow. Bean salad, bean soup, bean tacos, bean stew. I'm out of ideas. What about you? Glug, glug, glug. Our little kitchen's really cooking now. Listen to the delicious music we make. Sizzle, spit, chop, 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 and pick and sprinkle. Slice, peel, trim, splash, toss, and squish. Mmm, 15 minutes. Here come the early birds. Grab your favorite seat. How is life treating you? How was your week? Good to see you. New haircut? Nice weather. It's all right. Fork, knife, and spoon. Now roll it up tight. 10 more minutes. And still so much to do. Behind you, watch out, salad coming through. It looks like we're having chili again. Those who don't cook don't get to complain. Well, it's not perfect, but it's the best I can do. 10 minutes left. Let's wrap it up, crew. Already can't be. Where's the salt? Where's the cheese? Give me 1 more minute. Just 1 more sec, please. No, 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 no. Our neighbors are waiting. I mean it. Let's go. Ah, and everybody is waiting patiently in line. And all of the delicious foods. The best sound in the world is slurp. She's enjoying her lunch. Is your body warm? Is your belly full? And everybody is chatting and visiting with one another. Our little kitchen can't give us all that we need. But would you like seconds? Delicious as always. A kiss on the cheek. Have a nice evening. See you next week. Okay, time to clean up. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that book. And I just wanted to actually give a little brief explanation about this book because in the back on the author's notes, so Jillian Tamaki, she wrote that every Wednesday for many years, she volunteered at a small community kitchen in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And she chose this particular program because even though it was a secular, so just um, outside of the church kind of resource, it was run out of a small little church because it was near her house and it didn't really require this long training period. And she said that she was just told, just show up on Wednesday. And that's what she did. So she noted here that I wasn't welcome with open arms or even a hello. You can start by peeling those potatoes. Maybe. It was a busy working kitchen and there was just too much to do. So she kept her head down. She did what she was told. She tried not to get in the way. And she came again the following week and the week after that and after that. And eventually the kitchen crew softened to her and she became part of the team. And so she said sometimes the kitchens they had a lot from the full burst of summer when they had harvested the garden, and from upstate New York farms that donated produce, or say, for example, they had just held a fundraiser. But often she had mentioned that they had much less compared to those bountiful times of the year. Many meals in the colder months were cobbled together with non-ideal ingredients, less beautiful and more functional, but always a full meal, nourishing and on time, kind of, she said. But there was no other option. This is what she had to do. And so because of this, it really activated her spirit and it nourished her bodies and other people's bodies by being able to come together and not discriminating against anybody. Everybody was of in this beautiful illustrated book of all walks of life, and they were all treated equally in regards to assisting them and providing them a healthy meal, and hopefully to make their day feel a little bit brighter and a little bit maybe less stressful. So I really appreciated this beautiful written book and this beautifully illustrated book as well. And so what I wanted to do again is just talk about this idea of equality and how we even see it within um our practice as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. And so many of the teachers gave wonderful examples within even again the recitations that we do, and how the Amida Buddha is all embracing wisdom and compassion, meaning that we're always embraced in Amida Buddha's big hug, and we're never abandoned. So despite everything that we might be going through on a day-to-day basis, and I know right now it's been a very difficult time. I think this past year has been difficult on everybody in regards to staying at home and doing a different schedule with work and with school, the suffering that we've seen of our friends and our family members, of those who have fallen ill, or even those who have passed away. But I think what we do have to concentrate on too is this all embracing wisdom and compassion that we all need and that we all deserve. And so what I wanted to do is to show you just a little bit this example that I picked as well. Um, okay. So remember that we can even find equality in our chanting every week that we do together. And so I had selected this ending part of our sutra chanting. And here is the actual translation. So remember, in our chanting, we conclude our chanting with a verse called the Ekoku. So, and this means that we're directing virtue, directing merit to all beings, taught by the Pure Land Master Shandao. And so remember, maybe it'll come back to you as I chant the words. So remember, we end with Gani Shiku Doku, Byodo Sei Isai, Doho Nbo Dai Ishin, Ojo Andako. Okay, and so this is the translation. So may this merit virtue be shared equally with all beings. We may be together awaken the Bodhi mind and be born in the realm of serenity and joy. And I had a small little error there. May they together awaken the Bodhi mind. And so remember, we chant this at the end, and so we're wishing everybody to receive this Dharma, the Buddha Dharma, that we chant in the sutras every weekend or every Sunday, okay, together. And hopefully you're chanting at home too, on other days of the week, not just Sunday. And our wish and Amida Buddha's wish is for us to follow in this Buddhist teaching so that we too can be born into Amida Buddha's pure land. And this is by the words, the realm of serenity and joy. And in the Pure Land, we don't have any suffering whatsoever. We've attained supreme enlightenment. And again, once we are able to do that, we wish everybody else to attain this enlightenment as well, so that we can be freed from our suffering and our sorrow, and also be freed from our own gas, from greed and anger and stupidity or ignorance. And so I know I talk about this very often. Hopefully, maybe as a reminder before we do our sutra chanting. But remember, sutra chanting has so many different aspects of it, and again, part of this is being able to share the teaching so that it can equally be shared with everybody. And so chanting has three different aspects. It has a meditative, a ritual, and a learning aspect. And so sometimes being able to sit and chant the sutras, it's a very meditative kind of ritual that we can do. And other forms of Buddhism, they might sit as meditation practice. They might do walking meditations, so various forms. And I think for us, there is this meditative aspect of chanting together. And I think that's why it's such a beautiful thing to be able to do that, either here together at the temple or in the safety of your own homes. Okay, and so chanting also has a ritual aspect too. So it allows us to be able to recreate these stories or these messages from the Buddha, as sutras are the teachings of the Buddha. And we're able to kind of have this feeling of oneness, this feeling of equality that that we're all able to chant. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, how is it meditative or how is it a ritual when I don't even really understand what I'm chanting? So it is a translation of the Chinese text that we are chanting. However, even though we may not know the translation or the meaning while we're chanting it, there still is this learning aspect of chanting. So we're able to hear the words of the Buddha, chant them so beautifully. And maybe it'll encourage us again to deepen our understanding and deepen our study too, to be able to look at the translations. And again, maybe that's a challenge for me to be able to provide some of those translations in everyday language for all of us to further our study of Buddhism. So I hope that some of these aspects of chanting will kind of resonate with you in regards to equality. And remember, we could all chant and receive the Buddha Dharma. And there is this equality factor that we're all embraced by Amida Buddha. regardless of our walk of life. And I think that's the beauty of it as well, is that we're all so individually unique and diverse. And I think when we're able to respect and appreciate one another for our unique individuality, then hopefully too we could live a life of peace and harmony that we're also striving for in regards to this theme of hopeful. And that is our hope that people can ease their suffering and sorrow. Okay. Um, and so maybe one of the things too is to look at moving from equality to equity. And I'll maybe I can dive into that a little bit more and seeing what the differences are and how we look at equality and equity as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists too. But I believe that this is a wonderful start for all of us in learning what equality means from our perspective as Buddhists. Okay. And so I hope you enjoyed my little story that I shared with you, as it too. It described this idea of equality and sharing and embracing one another just as they are. Okay, so will you please join me in Gasho as we conclude? I vow that the virtue of this truth be given equally to all. May they awaken the Bodhi mind and realize the realm of peace and joy. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo. Okay, so thank you so much. We'll continue with our service with another recitation. Okay, so please join me by placing your palms together as we read our pledge together, written by Monshu Kojun Otani, who is our current head priest of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. Okay, our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo Amida-butsu. Namo. Okay, announcements. So thank you, Darlene and Charlie, for preparing the announcements. So we wanted to let everybody know that the Buddhist Church of Stockton scholarship applications are now available, and you can request them by emailing the church office at buddhist@sbcglobal.net, and the deadline for the application is Friday, May 14th at 4 p.m. YBA is continuing their fundraiser at Sakura Groceries and Gifts. And it's I believe it's May 3rd through the 6th. And there is a flyer that was attached to our newsletter for details. And I believe that you bring that flyer in, and a percentage of your purchase will be given to the YBA, the Young Buddhist Association. Okay, the Buddhist Church of Stockton's virtual spring seminar will be held on Saturday, May 15th, 2021. The guest speaker is Reverend Marvin Harada, who is our current bishop of the Buddhist Churches of America. And please see the Karma for details, or if you have any questions about or any difficulties registering, please let us know at the temple office. And Reverend Harada will be looking at how we move from practical Buddhism to truth Buddhism. And so if you're intrigued about what that means, please join us for this virtual fundraiser. And it is free for everybody to attend. However, your donations are kindly accepted and deeply appreciated. Okay. And then also there will be a session in the middle where we'll be doing a meditation, a Jodo Shinshu meditation practice. So for those of you who might be interested in learning about meditation from the Jodo Shinshu perspective, this will be a wonderful opportunity to look and see how we're utilizing meditation as a practical aspect of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. Okay. So we will have our Hatsumairi, and this is an infant presentation ceremony on the following day, May 16th. And our guest speaker, we're so honored to have Reverend Harada join us for Hatsumairi as well, in addition to Gotane. And if you are interested in registering your child for this very first initial service, please let us know at the temple office. Keep saving your box tops so that we can support our local schools when they open. And remember, the Sangha Club, our middle school students are still accepting bottles and cans for their recycling project. And for those of you who would just like to come and drop them off very quickly, you can drop them off in the carport that's outside by the mini chapel. Okay. Also, we will be doing another virtual fundraiser in place of our bazaar. But however, we will be doing a virtual bazaar and obon, and then actual food takeout. Can you remind me of the date? Is it the 4th and 5th? I don't know, Darlene, if you have that available. But while we're reading that date, just wanted to let you know that in addition, we are trying to continue some of the traditions, which includes the raffle. And so for any of you who might be interested in donating a raffle prize, please let us know. And the temple office is still closed. But if you're so inclined to donating to the raffle, please go ahead and make an appointment. If you can call the office ahead of time to let us know that you'll be dropping off a raffle gift, okay? Let's see. Are there any other announcements right now?
Ruby, can you unmute?
7th and 8th of August.
7th and 8th. Okay, and more details will come. But we're super excited. We have so many people on board who are working feverishly to get this off the ground so that we can have a successful fundraiser both virtually and as a drive-through pickup for food. Darlene, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, the virtual will be on Saturday and the food pickup will be on Sunday. So the 7th will be the virtual, the 8th will be the drive-through.
Wonderful. And so more details will be coming. Let's see. Do we have any new Dharma friends who are new to our service today? And if so, would you like to introduce yourselves? Or if you feel shy, no pressure, you can go ahead and put your information. You can say hello in the chat if you would like to do that. Okay, and I did see in the chat, we have to thank Charlie for all of the announcements. So thank you so much, Charlie, for getting those all organized. But I do want to thank Darlene and Charlie Bagshaw for assisting with Zoom. And of course, Tachibata for assisting with the Onaijin as well this morning. And for all of you for tuning in and participating in today's service. So thank you so much. And we'll continue to see you next week for our next service. And again, if you have any questions or concerns about any of the announcements, please let me know. And for those of you who have donated your Osai-sen or your Sunday offering by mail or by the website, we truly appreciate that. And those are also available if you feel so inclined to support the temple as well. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, and continue to stay safe and well, and we'll see you again next week. Okay, thanks so much. If you would like to, you can stay on to say hello to everybody. I'll go ahead and stop the streaming and stop the recording at this time, okay? Thanks so much, everyone.
And we do have